Hello there, and welcome back to Empower Your Soul. Today, I am so excited to share this incredible reading with you. This is one for the books for sure. This is a reading unlike one I have ever done, and yet I am so thankful and grateful for Wincy, who I call Gerard the entire time. I'll get into that in a minute, to share his lovely wife with me and with all of you. And how I met Wincy, who, by the way, lives in the Philippines. So this is obviously over Zoom, a very remote session, other side of the world. How I met Wincy is I actually found his wife's picture on Reddit. So, yep, it's true. I scroll on Reddit. So they have a subreddit called Medium Readings where people post pictures of their loved ones looking for mediums to connect with them. I know it sounds crazy, doesn't it? But that's how I started my journey, is I would go on there, and I actually met many different friends on there from me reading their departed loved ones on that subreddit. So I continue to do that to this day for folks that I feel need a reading. So one day late at night, I was scrolling through and saw a picture of this gorgeous woman, gorgeous woman. And as soon as I saw her picture, it felt like my heart was ripped out of my chest. And I knew I needed to reach out to this gentleman and offer a free reading for him, because I knew he had been trying to connect with her and just having trouble doing so. So I reached out and offered him a free podcast reading because I just felt called to do so. And graciously, he agreed to it. And then he proceeded, as he told me afterwards in this session, that he proceeded to accept it. But when he signed up, he gave me a fake name. Well, it's his middle name, Gerard. He gave me a fake email address. And then he also proceeded to block me on all the social medias because he didn't want me researching or Googling him in advance. And you know what? I freaking love that. Me, I laugh because I don't have time to research. I don't have time to research you. And but he had been to mediums before. Actually, I was his 16th medium, 16th medium that he went to go see to connect with his departed wife. So needless to say, what's interesting about this episode is what I bring up. Obviously, I haven't researched him, but you can't Google the information that I've discussed in this reading. And I love how she talks around, his wife talks around everything probably that anyone else knows about this woman. And I'm saying this, and let me explain it. She's actually kind of a pseudo celebrity in the Philippines. Probably a celebrity. She probably fits that title. But she's a famous child star, and she has a podcast with her husband, who's the one that I'm talking to. And she's very good at what she does. She's like top of her profession. And I get the things wrong that she does mention, and or she doesn't talk about it at all. So listen in on this very interesting reading for all of you. I had no idea who he was. I had no idea who she was, but it was such an amazing connection. And you're going to hear about halfway through, he finally lets me know that he has a podcast and that he would like to share this episode. So you're going to hear me talking to my listeners. He's going to hear me talking to, or you're going to hear him talking and addressing to his listeners. And I actually channel messages for his listeners through his wife as well. So, I mean, it's such an incredible reading. It was such an honor to read for Wincy. Thank you so much. And I just want to thank each of them for giving me their time and their energy and sharing this beautiful reading with all of you. So I hope you enjoy. If you want to sign up for your own reading, head to mediumnicole.com, or if you're looking for a free podcast reading, you can sign up and for a chance to win that as well. But I hope you enjoy this amazing reading, and hopefully I'll have Wincy back on the podcast so to talk about all the 16 mediums he talked to, right? I want to hear that story. All right. Mwah. I love y'all. Take care. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you, Nicole?
I'm good. So nice to meet you, Gerard.
Hello.
Thank you so much for letting me do this for you. I saw her
Sure.
picture, and I could feel probably the pain that you feel. So I felt like I needed to do this for you. So thank you for being open to this.
Of course, yeah.
Oh my
So just tell
gosh.
me when you want to start, or how do you
Yes.
go?
So have you ever been to a medium before?
Yes.
Oh, you have. Perfect. Okay. So you kind of know how it works. Have you been able to do a
So
medium with her then?
with who?
With this, is it your wife, your girlfriend then?
And today, no, not today.
No. Okay. 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 So how this works, just because I like to just explain it. So I just connect through the other side. I receive the information through the clairs. I feel like you know all this. This is so funny to me.
Yeah,
And then
clairvoyant,
okay,
clairaudient.
so that makes sense because
I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd.
okay, perfect. Because she's telling me I'm wasting my time explaining it all. So just let me know if something doesn't resonate with you. And 9 times out of
Yes.
10, I have just misinterpreted it through my clairs.
I
And some,
actually,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I actually listened to your episode about how important is evidential mediumship, and it was so
Okay.
funny
Oh,
because you
why?
said like you're just guessing what's on the obituary,
It's
right?
true.
That was your episode.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
I find that's a really that's a good insight actually.
Okay. I'm interested. That's really funny. So yeah, that's something I definitely personally struggle with because I think a lot of people want the checklist mediumship with the solid evidence. And I think that's more of a skeptical perspective. But I think for in my experience, most of my clients, they really just want to feel the essence of the person and bring in their personality and just remember kind of who they are and what their energy feels like. So yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Man, you went off the deep end, Gerard. You went off the deep end here.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So let me bring her in for you. And I'm gonna just take a minute just because it's been a morning for me. Any questions before we get started?
No,
Okay.
you can sure.
Okay, perfect. She she comes in wearing the most amazing smelling perfume. And that is the first thing that I experience when I feel her come in. Would you remember her like her perfume is unlike any other. It's so floral smelling and it's like it's got I don't even know like vanilla undertones. There's a lot of complexity to her smell, but I know that her perfume smell is so important. Does that resonate with you off the bat? I mean, it's over like you can tell that she is walking in the room before she does because you can smell her perfume. Is that fair? That's
Pretty
the
good.
first thing she brings forward for me is just her smell. So, and it's really funny because she loves to make an entrance, right?
She likes making an
Yep.
entrance.
She has been waiting to the side all morning. Like normally they try to talk to me and she's like absolutely not. I'm going to wait until it's time for me to come in. So I don't know if she likes to be on time or if there's something to that message for you, but she has been very respectful and kind of um understanding like my boundaries and my space and my family time and she's coming in when she's supposed to come in.
Yeah,
Would that make sense with her?
that's very much her.
Okay, perfect. Not like the bombarding grandparents I usually get that are like there right when I wake up in the morning. So that's that makes sense. She is so when she comes in, I know a lot of people underestimate who she is and what
Yes.
she's here to do. And I think it's because, and she's showing me her physical stature is very small. Like I feel like she's a very petite woman. You would understand that.
Yeah,
And she doesn't let a lot of people into who she is.
that's true.
And she is, as you know her, this huge, amazing, wonderful woman, huge personality, huge heart, but she does not let anyone that's besides the people that are close to her, see who that is. Because she's
Yes.
so vulnerable and she's so timid and she walks on eggshells her whole life.
Oh my God.
And I feel like you are her biggest supporter in wanting her to really just like expand her wings and let her fly and let her be who she wants to be and support her and like who and it's not that I don't feel you pushing her in uncomfortable ways. You just want her to be happy. And I know that you are doing everything you can to say, just stretch a little bit, just be a little bit more, just let people in a little bit more. And she doesn't want to do any of that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, you are good. You are really good.
Thank you.
Go on,
Um,
go on. I'm not gonna get in your
no,
head.
that's okay. And what's so, I mean, the number one thing she wants to come in and tell your Gerard is how much she loves you and how thankful she is for you. And there's a lot of messages I know that she wants to give you today, but number one is I love you and I'm sorry. And I do feel and I know based on your post, her reading had left you in such uh, a tailspin, a whirlwind, and I know that her passing was something. Um, it's she doesn't like to talk about her passing, so maybe she'll get there eventually for me, but she doesn't want to talk about it. So this must be part of her personality too. Um, but I know that her passing is sudden, unexpected. I know that her passing is just something that you never in a million years would have expected to happen. Is that fair?
That is true.
Okay.
That is correct.
Because I know you see you spending your entire life with her.
Yes, that is true.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. You are bizarrely accurate.
Thank you, Gerard. Um,
You are bizarrely accurate. Holy shit. Holy shit. This is
okay.
like mind-blowing stuff.
And I want to talk about how she feels about herself right now, because
Okay.
I know you see the world in her, and I know that you put her up on a pedestal, like in a very loving way. And I know that you feel she deserves to be on that pedestal because you see all the amazing, wonderful, awesome qualities in her. How she feels about herself is very different. You would understand that?
No. Maybe
No.
you can explain it to me. Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like she likes to hide herself. I feel like she doesn't like to talk about herself. I feel like she's very bashful and likes to keep it inside and not kind of tell people who she is or what she likes to or what she likes to do. Would you understand that?
Yeah, because even during her funeral, people were telling me that she was quite secretive. And
Yes.
and I was shocked when during the wake I saw a lot of people who I did not know at all. Like, have you ever seen that movie Big Fish?
Yes. Yep.
It was sort of like that. Like, okay, who are these people? Who are these people she helped? Who are these friends that I've never met? She
Wow.
like she I wasn't my friends told me she wasn't really secretive, but maybe she was good at compartmentalizing her life because she was open to me, but I don't know. What's your reading?
Yeah, I don't feel like she hid anything from you. I feel like you were her one safe space. And I have to say it that way because she fully trusts you and you support her in a way I don't think she's ever been supported or loved in her life at all. So you are her safe space, you are her comfortable blanket. You are her everything. So what I say is not in any direction pointed at you or what you did or what you didn't do, because I know you have a lot of regret from that perspective. Because I know in your mind, you just relate, if I had more time, I would have said this, I would have done this, I would have made her feel this way, I would have let her know how much I love her. And she knows all of that. She knows how much you loved and cherished her. And she doesn't know because she's dead. She knew in the moments where she was alive. So I want to validate that for you, that she knew exactly who you are, who you were, and um, how amazing you were to her. And she appreciated you every moment of every day.
Oh wow.
I don't
Thank
think she
you.
said it, but because I think those were big emotions. And I don't know if she was entirely comfortable with those big emotions, especially expressing them.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
She
In her head,
she
she
was
knew.
the sentimental type.
No,
No.
not at all. That's but she knew how wonderful you are, and how much you loved and cared for her. But she didn't feel as safe with other people. And she didn't feel like she could be unconditionally herself with other people the way she was with you. And I don't think she was afraid. And I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole because I don't think it matters much now, but she was afraid to let her true self out to other people because they wouldn't love her and accept her the way that you do. And I think that has nothing to do with you. I think that's a history, a pattern that she's had since she was a young girl.
Oh my God.
You would
Wow.
understand that.
That resonates. That
Mm-hmm.
resonates.
So that's why I think she kind of beats herself up a little bit. I think on the inside, she's just not as open and not as caring. So I don't want you to spin again. I keep saying spinning, so you must be spinning right now. I don't want you to spin with what people said about her at her wake, at her funeral, at her services, because you knew the real version of her. Everybody
Yeah.
else knew a piece of her. And that's why no one can comprehend the loss that you have.
Wow. Wow. This is really good. You are wow. You are. I'm sure you weren't able to Google me.
No, nope.
Oh yeah. This is really like
And you're all the way
personal
on the other
stuff.
side of the world.
Yeah, and I didn't even give you my real name.
Oh, good. So Gerard is not your real name, but that's what I'm going to call you for the
No, no,
podcast.
no, no. It is
Okay.
my real name. It is my real name, but it's my middle name.
Oh, that's your middle name. Okay. And by the way, I love the movie. What is it called with Gerard Butler? P.S. I love you. Like love that
Oh
movie.
yeah. I have with Hillary Swank.
With Hilary Swank. Yeah, love that
Yeah.
movie. Um,
I'm also a big Gerard Butler fan.
oh, we love it. I love it.
We
So
have the
that's what
same name.
no,
Yeah.
it's true. It's true.
It's my second name. Yeah,
Oh,
but just to a medium told me to not disclose like everything because there are
yeah.
a lot of scammers, right? Like
Yes.
I'm sure to those who are listening to your podcast, can I just say this? If ever you're gonna see a medium, don't don't tell your real name or
It's
because
true.
no, it's true, Nicole. I met up with a medium. This medium just Googled our names and just looked at my history.
Oh my God. I mean, they're out there. The scam artists are
Yeah, the
out there.
scammers are out there, and I spent like a couple of bucks.
A couple bucks.
Yeah, that's why I learned my lesson.
Oh my gosh. And thank you for saying that because I don't
Yes.
think people understand. And that's why it's so important to do your research and especially,
Okay,
I
and,
mean,
and
word of mouth, anything to find a reputable medium because you waste time, you waste dollars, you may waste emotions and energy. It's so sad.
and money.
And money and money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm telling your listeners right now what I'm feeling right now, Nicole, is this is a ringing endorsement. Your listeners. Yeah. Nicole's the genuine article.
Oh my
I must.
goodness. All right. All right. Back to stop talking
Yeah.
about me. We're
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
talk about
Okay. Okay. No, this is really good. I'm just saying it's really good. I feel good.
oh good. Okay. And that's what it should feel like. It should feel like you're connecting to your loved ones and feeling them again. And let me see where
I'm
she
just scared
was.
if you might, pop from behind me, pop
What's
out from behind me.
oh, do you have kids too?
No,
Oh,
no, no,
what
no.
are you saying? Oh, she's
I
gonna pop
mean,
out behind
like
you.
her ghost.
Uh, so here's
I
the
wouldn't
funny thing
mind.
about her ghost. She's gonna be much more subtle than that because so we talked about the heavy stuff. Now let's talk about the light stuff with her because
Okay.
she is so funny. Is she so funny? Like
Yes.
she is in a really unique way. Not that everyone would have her sense of humor because I feel like she's got dry humor. She's got like this dark sense of humor. It's very subtle. So that's how her signs are going to show up for you. That's how she's going to show up for you. Are like these very subtle. You if you blinked, you missed it. Signs from her. That's how she's going to show up for you.
She kind of her, like, I don't know, spirit cartoon character was
Hmm.
Wednesday Adams from the
Okay.
Adams Family, and or Daria.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
So yeah, that dry rye. Can you say a wry sense of humor?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And she finds everything ironic, or like she loves the irony in things all the time. And I like, does she love comic books too, or does she love like reading quite a bit?
Yes, she like wait. That's a really good question because between us, I'm the comic book guy. I like
You're the comic book guy because I'm she's opening a book and I see comics, but I feel like she doesn't like, I see comics and then I see a regular book with regular words in it.
she wasn't a reader to begin with. I mean, in the beginning of our relationship, but she became a book addict later in on her last year here with us. Like, I gave her my Kindle and she read voraciously, like, I don't know, two books a month. I don't know, a
Oh,
book every 2 weeks, and she finished it.
oh my gosh. So
She
evidence
got,
for you then, because she's talking about the books and she's talking about how you spend your time and how you two are sorry for the Boston thing, wicked homebodies, right? Like you two like to stay in and just hang out in each other's energy all the time. Like I don't even think you go out to eat. I think you order out and you take it home.
oh my
It's
God. Wow,
yeah, you
Nicole.
like, you don't want to go anywhere. Like you just like to be in your bubble with each other. And it's the two of you against the whole world. And I feel like that's a comic, right? Is that Scott Pilgrim or something like that? It's like you two against the world is what it feels like to me.
Funny, she hated that Scott Pilgrim movie with a passion.
I've never seen it. That reference just came out. So that
Yeah,
one's that was for you, Gerard. That's evidence that it's
yeah.
her. Um
Wow, but yeah, listeners, listeners of Nicole's podcast. Wow, this is giving me goosebumps. This is really good.
oh, thank you. But what she wants to like let you know is she loved it. Oh my gosh, hang on. She loved and cherished every moment with you, but then she's also at the same time talking about how the two of you met and how it was instant, the two of you met. Like one of you just knew is what it feels like to me. Is that you? You just knew?
No,
Yep.
I had a hard time courting her.
Yes. So, but you knew, and she was, yeah, I can completely read that in the energy. So, but you knew right away. Is that correct? And I feel like
Yes, there was something there.
you courted her. I see you bringing her flowers. I feel like you bring her coffee or like beverages. And I see over and over again, like, and then she finally says yes. And it's like, she's just like, why the heck did I wait so long? Why did I wait so long? What was I
Oh my
thinking?
God.
What was I thinking? Because
What
she
was I
never,
thinking that she actually said yes, or
no, that she waited so long to say yes.
oh yeah, that's true. Oh my God, you're batting like a 95%.
Oh,
I'd say
thanks.
98%.
I'll take that. Um, and she is when she's really funny. She's just like 98.
Make that 100.
she would she crawl out your criticality all the time?
What was that?
Would
Sorry,
she would
pardon?
she call you out on things, or you're like your criticality of
Oh
things,
yeah,
or okay.
yes.
So no accident, because the way everything flows in a reading is all meant to be things. So it's really funny. So a little sidebar, and then we'll get back to her, because I just love her energy and I love how, because she loves to learn. She loves to learn new things and she loves how things work. Is that fair?
That is very fair.
So she wants to like use this as
She's
a
a
school.
nerd. She's
She's a
a
nerd. Okay,
complete nerd. Yeah,
perfect. Because she wants to like talk about things. This is coming from her, but why things are wrong sometimes is because it will get me to the right thing. So I'll say something and then like what did just happen? Can you get back here and tell me what happened? But she'll say things in a way that make me get it slightly wrong so that you'll correct me and then I'll get on the right path because that's not in my brain. What she wants me to say isn't in my brain, but as soon as you say something, it'll trigger something and then I'll remember. Like, isn't
Okay.
that interesting? So she just wants to talk about that for a second. And I don't, because apparently she's a nerd and she wants to teach people lots of things. Um, she's talking about how you may disagree with this. I feel like she's saying how she wasted her life and she could have done
What?
so much more with what she had.
Oh, wow.
You would understand that?
As in, she wasted her life?
No, as in like she wasted her potential of what she
Oh,
could have done for like a job, for a career. I feel like she was so smart and she could do so much more than what she did.
that this is very new information for me.
Would you understand that though?
Okay. A little bit,
Okay.
but because uh, a lot of the people in the wake told me that she really loved her job.
She did.
She did, and she was so good at it. And she was actually pretty. She was an industry leader. She was there. She went to like she went all over the world because of her job.
Okay. So let me ask for that energy again. Let me ask her to show it to me in a
Okay,
different way.
go
But
ahead.
I
I'll
see
keep
how
going. Yeah.
big, no, it's a good point because sometimes I don't place it right, but I just see she has such huge potential in what she can do. And I think even, and I hear her say it, I think even what she was doing was just a like a chip off the surface of what she was capable of, because she was capable of so much more. And maybe I'm going to ask her to clarify that for me, because based on what you're saying, it doesn't necessarily agree with what I'm hearing right now. But I'm just hearing she had the potential for so much more. And I feel like she could have done anything in that industry that she ever put her mind to. Like there were so many things she could have innovated and done differently or done better in a different space. And I don't know why I want to say it that way. And maybe this doesn't land at
Oh,
all.
okay. No, no, no.
Okay.
I get that right.
Okay.
When you said in a different space,
Mm-hmm.
that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Because I just feel like I mean, you said she was successful in what she did, but I feel she's still giving me this feeling is I wish I would have done more with her job.
Okay. Truth be told, she was a bit secret. We were in the same industry, and
Mhm.
we in the end we had sort of a similar position.
Okay.
So, and our agencies were like competitive
Yes.
towards one another, so we couldn't talk about our jobs like when we were at home. So
Wow. Okay. All right.
yeah.
All right.
So
Let me see.
I did not know a lot about what was she like in her job, in her day job.
Okay. That's fair. So let me ask her what the message was with her job that she wanted me to close out then. Um she was born to lead. Like she was born let me say it. I say it, but the energy doesn't fit. So let me make sure I'm saying it correctly. Can you show it to me in a different way, dear? What she wanted to do, and I don't know what you were her do for a did for a career, do for a career. What I see she wants to do is she wants to help people more in her job. She wants to find ways that bring more love or more joy or like help people that actually need the help. And I feel like that's where the disconnect is
Yes.
with her job. And that's where this is all coming from, is wanting to do more for the people who actually need the help. Like, because she has this heart of gold that wants to help everybody. everybody. And I see she's showing me like the poor area of where you live, or poor like slum locations where like people just don't have enough money, they don't have clean water, they don't have food. And she wants to find ways to innovate that can help these people with basic needs so that they have a chance in life to have some semblance of happiness.
Yes, that is very true. Okay, that makes sense now.
Okay.
Because when during her funeral, during her wake, there were a lot of people from charitable organizations who came,
Mm-hmm.
and I did not know them at all. She kept it a secret that she was helping out these farmers, these I don't know, women's rights activists, and I did not know them. And then they sent flowers. They were there. They introduced me like, oh, she made the logo for our environmental campaign,
My
and she did it
gosh.
for free.
Oh my gosh.
She had a lot of advocacies, and she did not tell anyone about it.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That is so incredible. You made him what did you say? She said I made him proud.
Me
Yeah.
proud?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
You're
so
proud of that.
yes. Tell her I brag about it every time.
Oh, I
Brag about
love it. I love it. So I want you to know, Gerard, she's with you every day. And I mean, you two were soulmates in every sense of the word. In every sense of the word. And no one understood her the way that you understood her. No one knew her the way that you knew her. And that goes both ways because no one knows you the way that she knew you.
that is true.
Mhm.
That is very true.
So she wants you. And I know that on the surface, you look like you're doing okay. And I think you're very good at hiding this emotion and the grief that you're going through. And on the surface, I can see that you're going through the motions of life and showing up for things and still doing your job. But I know underneath you're crumbling. And she's showing that to me. And she wants you to know this is one chapter of your life, but there will be more chapters and life will be wonderful again. She promises. And some days you are going to have to take it one step at a time, and that's okay. And some days you are going to have to lay in bed with the covers on, and that's okay too. But you always need to keep moving. You need to keep going forward because I hear her say that you were meant for greatness and you have
Oh,
many other things to do that are going to help people, that are going to help her fulfill her legacy. And I don't know what that means, but I'm sure you do.
that means more pressure on me.
Ah, my goodness. And I know that I know that you're going to be married and I know that you're going to have family and you're not going to be alone the rest of your life. And I know that's not necessarily what you want to hear right now, but whoever she sends you is going to be amazing.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Well, I cannot imagine. Wow.
Yep. Nope.
And strangely, you're the fifth medium who told me that.
Oh my gosh. I see her putting a ring on your finger and like you like she's almost forcing it for you because she wants you to be happy.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
Wow. But wait, you just told me a while ago she was my soulmate.
She is, but we have more than one soulmate.
Oh, so I'm gonna have two loves in my life.
Yes, we can have more than one soulmate.
Oh, I
Absolutely.
did not know that. I did
Yep.
not know that, Nicole.
Yep.
Thanks for telling
And
me.
it's just going to be different. It's just going to be a different type of love, but it's not going to be any less or any more. It's just going to be different.
Wow, this is such a beautiful reading. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I, I want to cry, but I'm a bit shy. But I'm gonna cry after this session. But this is so beautiful. I feel great. I don't feel so alone. I was crying a while ago thinking about her, but now I feel better.
Oh
Probably
my
after the
goodness.
podcast, I'm gonna cry, but
Okay.
this, but this is really good. Yeah,
Oh my.
go tell me more.
Okay.
Whatever.
Let me see
Your
what else
your
she.
your your batting average now is like 98%.
Okay. So funny. Oh my goodness. Let me see
I think I
where.
got my I got my some of her. She learned her sense of my sense of humor rubbed off on her.
I guess so.
Yeah.
She's cracking me up over here. But that's the best way, Gerard, that you can honor her is by living life and laughing and doing things you love and finding joy in the small moments. And life doesn't need to be this big milestone where you're making these big accomplishments. I just see you even smelling a flower and it reminds you of her perfume. And like there's all these different ways that you can live life fully, still honoring her, but still moving forward on your own path with your own things that you need to do.
Oh, amazing.
Oh my gosh. She flies off the handle all the time, doesn't she? Does she just start yelling about things? If not, this is somebody else stepping in for you.
Yes.
Oh, can you say that again? Sorry, I'm missing out.
No, no, no. Short tempered.
Short tempered. Okay, there it is. Because I'm just hearing her just like suddenly get very short tempered. So okay, so bringing through
Is
that
she angry?
personality. No, I don't think she is. I think she's doing that to show the personality and to get us out of the
Okay.
sad energy, so we get back up to the happy energy, which where the
Okay.
information can more easily
So are
flow.
you saying her? Okay, so her energy is happy now.
Yeah, so she's happy. So that's a really good point. So let me ask her what she's been up to now and what life looks
Yes,
like
please.
now for her.
I always, and can you ask her? Did she know she was gonna pass away?
She didn't know she was going to pass away.
Oh, she didn't know.
She didn't know. I'm getting this feeling of and if she did know, she turned a blind eye and pretended she didn't know. Like this like so she doesn't there's something about that there.
Was she intuitive when she was alive?
Was she intuitive? Yeah, she was definitely intuitive. But she shut it off. She didn't pay attention to it.
Her mother shut it off.
Okay. Okay.
Was her mom?
Okay, you would
She was
understand that.
very intuitive when she was young. I was told.
Okay.
I've been told.
Yes, and then she's very black or white, or she's very everything makes sense, everything's logical, everything's rational as she gets older, because I can see that she could tap into it, and I think she does with personalities of people, but she doesn't. She prefers to stay in the logic zone instead of the intuitive zone.
Yes,
Okay.
she's an INTJ.
She's an
She's an,
INTJ.
she's an INTJ, and
I,
she
I'm an INTJ.
she sees herself in fictional characters like Doctor House and Sherlock Holmes.
Okay.
Yeah, so sort of like you.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
can we call that synchronicity?
we can definitely call that synchronicity, because somebody asked me, I think yesterday, what
You
my
and yeah,
MBTI is.
INTJ. She
Yep.
was she. We had a podcast. We had a podcast too, and to those, and I'm gonna, if ever you publish this, I'm gonna send this out to our listeners
Oh,
so
you're
they
so
could
sweet.
listen to her. So
Oh,
they could
you're
listen
so
to her,
sweet.
and yes, she kept on telling the listeners in our podcast that she was an INTJ.
So funny.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
and
goodness.
and like it's funny, like this is oh, maybe this is another form of synchronicity or something, because
Yeah.
Spotify Wrapped came out.
What was that?
Spotify Wrapped. Are
Oh,
you familiar?
Spotify Wrapped. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you're on the list of some people too, right? Your podcast.
I just started this in September, so maybe not.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so a lot of some, no, not a lot. Some of our listeners gave tributes to her today from that Spotify Wrapped. So, and this is
Oh,
and I'm sort of, I don't know, guesting in a podcast. I don't know if it's
on the day
synchronicity or
that it
something. It's
comes forward.
beautiful.
Oh my
Yeah, with an
goodness.
INTJ personality.
With an INTJ person. Oh my, I had no idea, Gerard. I love that. Thank you for filling that in for me because I don't get everything, unfortunately, right?
Of course, of
She
course.
doesn't, but that's incredible. And I love that you're
You just get
seeing,
98% of it.
okay, that's okay. Yeah, I kind of do. I get what they give me,
You're-
and that's where it comes through. But how incredible and no accident at all that all those Spotify wraps and those comments are happening today while we're recording this podcast.
exactly.
There are no accidents. Absolutely. It's not
I
a
had no idea. And I turned off, I deleted my Instagram account because I was a bit down for the last 5 days. So
yeah.
when I opened it, the tributes were there, and people saying they miss her voice in the podcast. And it's so strange that, we can sort of hear her voice in your podcast.
Oh, that's incredible. All right. You're right. I'll definitely post this. Sorry about the audio quality. It's not my favorite.
No, it's great. But
Oh,
yeah, you
good.
should post
Phew.
this. This is like hair raising. This is in a good way.
Oh
This
my
is hair
goodness.
raising in a good way. Goosebumps inducing,
Oh, I love it. I love it.
bizarrely accurate. Like
So
this is
then
one of the best mediumship sessions I've attended.
this is what mediumship should look like. I don't pretend I'm the
Exactly.
best, but I know
No, 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 no.
but
And it's weird. You're like,
it should
you're all
though.
the way, you're all the way in Boston,
Yeah.
and there's no
Yes.
way you could Google that information.
Never. Nope. Yeah. I met
And I
you.
didn't even give you my real name and my
Yep.
main email address, my real email address.
Oh, yep. So perfect because I haven't, yep, I don't look at any of that. You book it and it just shows up on my calendar. So, yep, I love it. So let me see. Um, I'm going to ask, oh, okay, I'm going to ask her since now that I know that you have a podcast and I know that you want to post this on your podcast, which I'm totally fine with. I'm going to ask her if she has a message for the listeners of your podcast. How's that?
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Um,
amazing.
So first of all, I hear just cheers of people. So I don't know how popular your podcast is, but I know that there's a lot of people listening to your pod. There was a lot of people that listen to your podcast and probably are still listening to your podcast because your podcast has changed lives for people. Like it has brightened people's days. It has brought people out from depression. So she is able on the other side to see the impact of what the podcast has made. And she would have never known this if she wasn't on the other side and able to kind of see everything that is going on. I know you did get some notes and some letters and some emails from the podcast that kind of alluded to that, but you kind of write it off and you're like, like what, maybe maybe it's hyperbole. Maybe they're just exaggerating what they're saying, but no, she's saying it's absolutely true. So this message is for you right now, Gerard. The impact that you made on that podcast will be felt for generations. And I know that sounds crazy, but what you've done is changed one person's life to think something differently, to act a different way, and now they're going to treat their family, their children a different way, and then their children are now grown up under a new understanding, a new basis, a new foundation, so that is now passed down to the next generation. So I don't want you to minimize the impact of what your podcast has done for people. And if you were on
Uh,
Gerard's podcast and this is true for you, please send him a note so he can hear what that impact is. And
oh wow.
a lot of that is yet to be seen, but it will happen. And you won't know that it happened, but it did. The second thing she wants you to know is that this was the most fun thing I think she's ever done in her life. She freaking loved that podcast. Would she sit there and just write episodes out or get ideas or like just constantly talk to you about ideas? And just like she was so passionate about that podcast.
Oh my God. Yes, she was more obsessed about our podcast than I was. She was scribbling notes, she was researching.
All the time.
I think maybe that was what she was saying a while ago. Like,
The bigger impact.
yeah, I mean, she was so stuck in her day job that there was a thrill outside the office. Like, there were pursuits outside the office, outside her day job, and yeah, and maybe she felt shortchanged a bit because her life was cut short. But maybe that's what you're saying, like, or what she was saying. She could have done more.
She could have done more. She could have done it. And this is the motto of her life, is that she could have done more. Like, and I don't want to say that in a negative way. I don't think she understood what her potential was, or what the potential impact she could make was, because she felt like she was only one person. How much impact could she possibly make? And now on the other side, she sees one person can make a world of impact, and it can
Okay,
happen one person at a time. Yep.
can I just get this on record, just for our
Yes.
listeners? We call them pod pals.
Ooh, what's
Okay,
that?
so pod pals, yeah, we call them pod pals. So pod pals who are listening, you got your message from CJ.
Okay.
There, right there. That's her. And
I
thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. I don't know if it's classy to continue the podcast.
okay.
Okay, can you ask her this? I was able to create an AI voice of hers,
Okay, that's cool.
100% accurate, because I dabble in sound engineering.
Wow.
Like, I could write sentences and it would capture her inflections. It would capture the way she speaks, her rhythm, the rhythms of her voice. Like,
Wow.
I sent messages of her AI voice to like relatives and friends, and they were so creeped out. Could you ask her,
Oh my goodness.
should I continue, like, should I make a couple of episodes using that AI voice, or would she find that creepy?
She's giving me the total creeps right now. So I don't think,
Okay, that's a no.
because it's not her, it's the essence, it's the voice of her, but it's not who she is. So it's not going to have the impact that you hope it will make, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Because it's not her. It's just her voice, and it's not her messages, her thoughts, her energy, because the energy is so important to that. Did you just see that? There was definitely a thing that just went right in front of me. I'm gonna have to get that back on video.
Yeah. So should I continue the podcast? That's the question that's been bothering me. And I've been asked a lot about that. If it's so important to her, or should I start a new podcast?
I think that goes with the new chapter theme. So I'm going to tell you, this decision is up to you. This is what I'm kind of hearing from her, is it doesn't matter to her whether you continue the existing podcast, which by the way has pluses and minuses, right? Because pluses are you already have an existing subscriber group, right? You are everyone. So honestly, you can revamp it, rebrand it, but don't start a new one, because you're going to lose all the traction you've already made, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So number one, if you decide to continue forward, just revamp the existing one. And then number two, I would say that decision, whether you want to continue it or pursue it, is up to you.
Okay.
And she has no opinion. She wants you to do it if it makes you happy, if it brings you joy, if it makes you feel like you're making an impact in the world. But that's up to you. But I do want to say, like, one last message for your listeners that I want to make sure I get across, because she keeps bringing it in over and over again, is that your listeners need to support you. They need to follow you, because you are going to do great things. So get back on Instagram, Gerard, get back on the socials and follow him, because he's going to do wonderful, amazing, awesome things. And I see in the future, if you, I'm going to say it this way. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm going to say it this way. This is the personality of Gerard, is that if you were like Elon Musk and you were able to amass billions of dollars, you would be the person who would give it back to the people who needed it. You would be the one inventing things to help people and innovate things to help people on a day-to-day basis. You are 100% altruistic in wanting the best for people. So people need to follow you and support you so that you can get the resources, the voice, the attention that you deserve to make change in this world. So she wants everyone to continue to watch, support, and help you out on your journey through life.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, you heard that, listeners. Shower me with your support. But wow, that is
Yes, because
beautiful. Thank you.
that is who you
And that's
are.
so much pressure. That's so much pressure on my part, but you know, that's so heartwarming. Thank you. I'm not very good with compliments, but
That's
yeah,
okay.
that's true. That I'm not very good with like money, and I'm not I'm ambitious in a sense that I'd like to be a billionaire or a
No,
millionaire.
but
I'm
if you were,
I'm a
that's how
simple
you'd
guy.
spend
I'm
it.
a really simple guy.
Yep.
I buy books and plants.
That's
That's it. I buy
and that
books and
we have in
plants.
common. Yep. Oh my gosh, you're so funny. I love this.
This is
Oh,
beautiful.
this
Wait,
was
sorry, Nicole.
yeah,
Just a little homekeeping. Could you say, would it be okay if I cross post this on my podcast, on our
totally.
podcast?
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
could get the sound.
Yeah.
This is gonna get some traction. This
Oh, I
because this
love
is
that.
wow.
I love that. I'm so thankful for you for allowing me to do this. And I'll talk and
And
like,
we have
it's amazing.
yeah, we have a team of engineers who can like fix the sound.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Yeah.
See, little old me, I just hit record and I post it.
Your sound's pretty good. I heard your podcast. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh,
this
that's
is good.
so
But
funny.
wait, I'm interested. What is she doing in the afterlife now?
Oh yeah,
Like,
thank you. Thank
ask
you.
her.
I was like, I know we were talking about something.
Can she
Um,
fly? Can she travel around the world? Can she pass through walls?
oh
Does she
gosh.
watch me when I'm showering?
She can, yes. That's the answer.
Yikes.
So she
It's
can,
not the
yes.
first time though.
Oh, yep. So let me see what she's doing in the afterlife. Oh my God, she loves it. She connected us. This is so freaking funny. So in the afterlife, where do you want to go? She's spending her time learning just like she did here. So in terms of like who she is and what she can do is she can absolutely go anywhere at any time. She can listen to anything anytime. Like even though she's on the other side, she can still be a part and witness everything that's going on. I'm not going to, I know that we could nerd out and talk all about that. Maybe that'll be another podcast episode. But she can be everywhere at any time. She can talk to anyone at any time. Like she can see everything. So in terms of like her visiting the physical world, yes, she comes here, she sees everything, she leaves signs for people. Her in the spirit world, I'm gonna separate the two just for simplicity's sake. It is all the same place and she can be anywhere anytime. So she can do these things in parallel. But in the spirit world, what she's doing is continuing to learn. So I see her still reading books. I still learning, still experimenting. It's a little different because it's more energy based, right? And it's not like physical things. But I do see her continuing to learn and actually working with a lot of masters to refine her skills and learn more. And
Wow.
when I say masters, like I don't know if she loved like a Japanese type of culture or not, but like I see her working with like samurai and like people of like ancient Japanese lineage, like to learn things about, and I don't know what
Oh my.
specifically, but she can kind of do that. Like I see her with like monks and working with monks. I see her um like learning with like Socrates and Plato on some of their, philosophies and everything like that. So she has the
Wow.
opportunity to literally tap into endless knowledge and endless information because over there everyone's equal. And I know, like, for us to be like, holy shit, that's amazing, right? But over there, everyone's equal. It's a community. So they're all willing to just open up and share their knowledge and help each soul learn and become more knowledgeable and better and more well-rounded with whatever they want to learn.
That sounds a lot like her.
Perfect.
That is her. She was friends with her professors more than her classmates when she was in like university.
Oh, that makes so much sense then. That because she's
Yes.
like, I'm not wasting my time on these little teachers. I'm gonna go back to the source.
Oh my God, that is so her. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Um, and I
Japanese
know,
masters. I
yeah.
see.
Is that a thing? Like I see it.
Crazy. The crazy thing about this is we were supposed to go to Japan this
Shut
year.
up.
Yeah,
Wow.
this
She's there.
October. Oh, she's there.
She's there. I mean, she's there, she's everywhere. So yes, that's amazing. That's an amazing
Okay.
synchronicity.
Could you ask her
Hmm.
if it's okay for me to seek out mediums, or does she get tired of it,
She will
of
never be tired of it.
being summoned?
She's not summoned. She's happy to have a voice box again.
Oh my God, thank God.
Yep.
Some of my friends, well-meaning friends tell me that I shouldn't keep on consulting mediums because I'm disturbing her spirit.
Nope, you're not disturbing her spirit at all. She's always there, and she's like a vampire. She's got this unlimited energy. She doesn't sleep, right? So it's totally fine. Like you're not disturbing her whatsoever. I would say though, it's okay to have the conversations with her and go to mediums, but you should spread it out a little bit just so that you have time to kind of take information, digest information. She's going to give you advice. So take some time to do the advice because a lot of the times, if you go to a medium after medium after medium and you don't allow time for growth and change in between those sessions, you're going to get a lot of the same advice or messages from them, if that makes sense.
Actually, it just doesn't make sense. It really resonates
Mm-hmm.
because, yeah, I've been seeing mediums. You're my 16th medium.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You're the 16th medium. I'm addicted to this.
Okay. Then why don't you just learn it?
Yeah, I'm gonna space it out because I have another one on Tuesday.
You have another one on Tuesday.
Yeah, but it's so hard. I'm running out of mediums to talk to.
No, I'm laughing just because I'm
That
sorry.
is bizarrely
I
accurate.
shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh because it's not
So,
funny. And I know that a lot of people really need that connection. But I'm wondering how good were these 16 mediums?
well, two of them were like
Scam
total
artists.
scam artists. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You read my Reddit post, right?
I think I just saw that. I think I did.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
you
was
did.
really late for me.
That's why
Yeah.
you contacted me, right?
Yeah.
So,
Hmm. So when you find a good one, wait 6 months in between, right? Like wait a little bit in
oh,
between.
really?
Yeah.
That far between.
I mean, if to talk to the same person, probably. I mean, they'll come through every time, but what are we going to talk about every time, Gerard? What are we going
Well,
to talk
that's true.
about?
That is true. That is true.
The whole point of these are to
Like
prove
my
that
next.
life
So
exists
if
after
it's
death, right? And if you want to just come and talk to her, then just come and talk to her. Like I don't need to go through the whole hoop to prove who
that
I'm
is
with, right?
true.
Once you believe the medium and once you know they can connect with them. So the sessions can look very different. But depending on the level of medium, if you come with a list of questions, they may or may not be able to answer it for you. But again, that depends on the medium.
Okay, could you ask her
Yeah.
just a few questions? Could you ask her, was she scared when I brought her to the ambulance and brought her to
Oh, that's
the
right.
emergency room?
Because she didn't want to talk about how she died. Um, I don't think she was with it. Was she a little unconscious? She seems
Yes.
very loopy to me. I don't think she's fully there. Does that make sense to you? Like she just doesn't make sense to me. Her
Yes.
Okay, so no, she wasn't scared. I think she was confused, if anything, even like if she was even conscious, because I don't see. It's black.
She had a brain aneurysm.
Okay, it's black. So that makes a lot of sense. It's completely
A
black
lot
in
of,
my head.
and she did not know that she was in the hospital.
No.
Okay, so
Let me
when
ask about the
she
timing.
died, was it painful?
No, it was not
What was she
painful.
saying?
She was gone. Like she was gone. Like it was like here 1 minute, gone the next. Like that's what it looks like to me.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. So
So
no, she
no
had no
pain.
pain. No pain whatsoever.
Because
Let
I
me
signed the papers that the
the
doctors
DNR.
gave her fentanyl,
Yep.
so it would be painless.
Nope. Completely pain. Like, and I don't let me see if she'll help me with the
Yeah, I'll
timing.
keep quiet.
No, it's a good question. I'm gonna ask her to help me with the timing of the events. Okay. She's just helping me. I'm just gonna write something down for me. They always bring something through that I can learn from. So that was it right there. She has the brain aneurysm at home.
Yes.
She's got her soul is out of her body when the aneurysm happens. So I know her body is still has a heartbeat. I know like she's her soul is out of her body. I see her in the ambulance ride or in the on the ride to the hospital. She's not in her body. Her soul is separate from her body. Her soul is
Oh.
there, but it's above her body watching everyone try to save her, like make sure she's okay. But and she's so it's kind of like those cheesy movies where like the soul is there running around saying what's going on. So that's what's going on for her, is that she's actually
Okay.
in the room, but she knows she's not coming back from this.
Oh my God.
Yep. So she gets to kind of, I'm going to say, witness her own death, and I know that sounds very tragic, but in the spirit world, it's it's not tragic. It's beautiful. It's a way for that transition is just something that is honored, I want to say, in the spirit world. So she gets to kind of live that and see her last moments. And I don't know. And she as a soul is sad. So there's two feelings that come with it, because as like a soul that's in the spirit world, she's honored to be able to see her own passing and be there for that and know that her time is up. And but as a soul who loves you and loves the family and loves living on planet Earth, I'm going to be honest, she's kind of freaking out. and
That
she's
makes a lot of
and
sense.
she's like, I wish I could, I wish I had one more, I wish I could say this, I wish I could do this, I wish I could give him a hug, I wish I could be there for him. Because we never ever want to see our loved ones in pain. I mean, here in the physical world, in the spirit world, we never want to see our loved ones in pain. So I know that that moment for her was less about her and her dying, and it was more about how can I take care of the family, how can I make it better for them for what they've gone through and what they're about to go through. So she was more concerned about you and the family and less concerned about how she actually died, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. So I hope that clarifies a little bit for you, Gerard.
Yes. This
Okay.
is very good. Yeah.
Okay.
The way you're even better than Tyler Henry.
Oh,
I must say.
oh, thank you. Oh my goodness.
You should have a show of your own.
We'll see if the universe manifests that. I'm not sure. I will go along for the ride, but thank you. That's a
Wait,
very nice compliment.
just a quick question. Have you always had this gift?
Nope.
Oh, you studied it.
I've been doing this for 2.5 years.
Jesus Christ. So
I,
you're
I'm
like,
a I'm a
have you seen
process
that movie
engineer.
Doctor Strange?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
just studied it, right?
I just studied it. I'm
So
a
you didn't
process
have like a
engineer.
near-death experience
Nope.
yourself?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
I was just obsessed with it, and then I finally learned it, and there they all were.
Gee,
Yep. Yep.
I think we should still correspond after this podcast.
Absolutely.
I would like
Absolutely.
to correspond with you.
Yep.
Anyway, just a few questions. What do I do with our cats? We have two
I
cats.
was gonna say, where are the pets? keep them. She wouldn't want you to get rid of them.
They're with her parents now.
Oh, they're with her parents. Okay, yeah. I mean, like they got to stay around. Let me see. If you don't want them, leave them with your parents. She wants to make sure they're taken care of, but it doesn't matter who takes care of them, because I don't think you want those cats in the house. I think number one, like I think that they remind you too much of her, like too much, and you're like, I can't have that in my space.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yep. So do what you want with the cats, as long as someone she knows is taking care of them.
What do I do with her money? Because there was no last will. There was nothing.
It's your money now, is what I hear her say. She doesn't care what happens to the money.
Wow.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. She doesn't care.
No charities?
She would rather see you stable. And I know this sounds a little bit opposite. She wants to make sure that you are set for the future.
Okay.
So I don't see you I see you investing it. I see you building like a nest egg for yourself and using that, build it. Like it doesn't need to go anywhere right now. So take that money, build it, invest it, and when the time is, and spend it however you want. She doesn't care about the money, and she's honestly, she's a little I'm not going to use the word pessimistic. Like she realizes that a lot of the way the organizations are set up, the charitable organizations are set up, that they're not going to make the impact that she would want it to make. So she'd rather see it make a direct impact on your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
What's this? I was going to ask another question. Just give me 1 minute.
Yep.
This is really important. I forgot. Did she have any regrets? Did she regret not having kids?
None. I hear her say no regrets. She's no regrets. She would never make a different choice ever. Like she made the choices and she's proud of those choices.
She's proud of being child-free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She wouldn't have been able to make the impact that she could. Like I know we talked about she wanted a bigger impact, but she did make an impact. She wouldn't have been able to make the impact she did without kids or with kids. Like she wouldn't have been able to.
What is her regret in her lifetime?
That she didn't open her heart more.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That is her regret.
That's so beautiful.
Because there's so many people that would have helped. There's something about when you open your heart to other people, they reciprocate by opening their heart to you. And then you have a community of love and of people that are surrounding you that love you and will help you in any way.
Yeah, she was a lot of good things, but she wasn't very good at opening herself up, being vulnerable to people.
Nope. So that is the one regret she has.
That's why the podcast we had helped a lot.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's just it. I mean, this is really good. Like, if I can have your express permission, if I could like cross post this in our podcast, that would be a thrill. Because locally, you're right. Actually, I'm gonna say it now. Our podcast is on the Spotify top 200 in the Philippines.
Oh shoot, that's amazing! Yeah. Holy moly!
So I think you're also psychic.
I don't know if I am, but
and you did not know I was a podcaster, right?
No idea.
There's no possible way that you could have Googled me because I gave you a fake name.
Nope, I had no idea. I saw her picture and I felt like my heart was ripped out of my chest, and I was like, that guy needs a reading.
Wait, yeah. Why did you feel that when you saw her?
No idea. I have no idea. And I have to tell you, like, I was sick that night. I was sleeping on the couch with my kids. Yeah. Oh, say that again. Sorry, the audio cut out.
What happened? Why did you, when you saw that my post, the picture of her, and then what made?
I have no idea that. So this is what I do. I'm a serial lurker on the Reddit medium readings, and I will just scroll through because that's where I learned. Like I practice by looking at people's photos and typing things. So I was just scrolling that night, and I don't know. I just saw her picture before I even read your caption, and I just felt like my heart was ripping out of my chest. And I legit was like, I need to message this guy. He needs a reading. Yep.
My God.
Yep.
I I think you may be onto something because I think she chose you. She chose you in particular because you're an INTP. Whenever she finds, people who are on the Myers-Briggs test, an INTP,
Mm-hmm.
she feels an immediate connection. I'm not kidding. Like she's obsessed with the Myers. She was obsessed with the Myers-Briggs. Uh, I'm an INFNTP like you. So
Okay.
my God, wow, this
Oh,
is
that's so
overwhelming,
funny.
Nicole. Amazing. Thank you so much. I've run out of
Thank
questions.
you
If
so
she
much.
is she still in is she still there?
I mean, yeah, she's there whenever you think of her, whenever you talk to her, she's always there. So if you want a question, like she's always right there. Like, and yeah, they can be anywhere at any point.
So go on dates with other women.
Yeah, it's so funny. She like shows me like looking at a clock, like wondering if there's been enough time. Yeah, there's been enough time. Yep.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, when you saw her, she was wearing a watch.
Yeah. Yep. She just showed me a
Oh my
watch.
God. Okay.
Why?
She loved watches.
That
Had a
makes
lot of
sense.
watches. Yeah.
It looked like a very fancy watch. I'll give you that. It wasn't. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is so amazing.
Okay.
Ah, thank you so much, Gerard. I really appreciate your time. I thank you
You
so much.
were good. And I
Oh,
can't believe you just no, can you call me? My name's Wincy. My
Wincy.
first name is
Yes.
Wincy.
Wincy. Okay.
Gerard is my second name.
Okay.
Can you guess her name? My wife's name.
Well, you said it was CJ.
Oh,
You
damn.
said it. Yep. But it's a good point. Yep.
I said, I slipped.
That's okay.
I'm not a good sitter. I'm an
No,
awful
it's okay.
sitter.
I'm not the best at names at this point. I'm working on them, so I probably wouldn't have gotten it anyway. But I just this was so amazing. Thank you so much.
I want to be on record and say that to listeners of Nicole's podcast. Sorry, what is the name of your podcast? Complete name of your podcast? Medium
Emp-
Experience? What do you call it?
empower your soul.
Empower your soul. Empower your soul. Um, this is like a legit experience. I'm telling you. I am not. I'm not paid. This is not. I'm not. I'm not a confederate to whatever this is. But wow, this is good. This is real good. And I felt her. I felt her spirit during the session. And this is this is a ringing in doors. I'm Thank you, Nicole, for your time.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm
Thank you
just
so
laughing
much.
because the
See,
audio just keeps cutting out.
yeah, for me and CJ,
Oh,
sending all my love to Boston from Manila.
oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Gerard. I really appreciate it. Oh my goodness. It's been such a
Thank
pleasure to read
you.
for you and chat with
You just call me
CJ and
Wincy
yourself.
now.
Ah,
Yeah,
Wincy. Sorry. I'll get it eventually. I'll get it
good.
by the end of this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicole, thank you so much. So to the listeners of this podcast, if you miss CJ, now you have a now you've felt her, you've listened to her again through this awesome medium, Nicole.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.